Hey guys, it's Kim Angel Dream Crafts, and I'm here with my next project for Craft Supplies for You. And this time it is a flapper inspired fabric book. I really enjoyed doing this project. I love this era of women, and some of the photos I found, were just really inspiring. So I had a good time making this one. A lot of the images, pretty much most of them, I got off Pinterest. So definitely check out Pinterest for your images if you want to do one of these. The book itself is approximately 15 inches long from the top of the book to the bottom of the dangles. You can see all those luscious, gorgeous dangles there. They're all from Julie's store. So pretty. And it's about 8 inches wide, 8 1/4. Um, and I started off with a muslin base for this, and then I put some felt in between the muslin, and I sewed all around the pages, and I did one similar to the tutorial that Margaret Tomaso has on her channel. So that's how I did the base, and then of course I just started to embellish and use some of the beautiful pieces from Craft Supplies for You. So the cover here, you can see this beautiful lady. She's just so gorgeous, and she really just epitomizes the flapper era, I thought. And her eyes are just so pretty, and I loved her hat, so I said she's got to be on the cover. So I put her down, and I do stuff my images with a little bit of quilt batting behind it just to give them a bit of dimension. And this flower here, this beautiful beaded flower, is from Julie's store, Craft Supplies for You, and I've just pinned it on here so whoever ends up with this book can take it off and wear it or do whatever they like with it. Normally I do that with a lot of the brooches in case somebody wants to wear them. I don't normally glue them down, I just pin them on. These pieces here, these two square or triangle pieces here, diamond pieces, sorry. These are from Craft Supplies for You, and Julie's got quite a few in stock. I know she does. I checked before I came on and did the video. They're beautiful bling and pearl. You can see how lovely they are, and they've got the beautiful dangles underneath them as well. So I used 2 of those because one's just not enough, right? And I used some beaded trim from Julie's store, some dangles. This flower trim I've had in my stash forever. It was actually from Shabalicious years ago, and I've hoarded it, and I thought this is the perfect place to use it because I wanted to have a bit of gold tones on the front. And I've used some appliques over here. These are all appliques from Julie's store, and I used the little clay flowers to embellish all around on the flower centers. Some on the top there too. And that's basically the front. Yeah, there is some dangle trims here that you can see. And I have layered them on. And there's another one here underneath. That's the second one. And then there's a third one underneath that. And they're all from Craft Supplies for You. And then underneath that is a doily that my friend Amy Love sent me. Right there. So thank you for that, Amy. And that's pretty much the front cover. I've added some rhinestone bling hearts just to pick up on the rhinestone that's in the diamond shapes here. So that's the front. And then the first page here is another beautiful flapper lady. Try and get as close as I can here. And I loved her feather piece she had in her hair, so I added a little rhinestone and a tiny, tiny piece of feather to her hat. And then over here I've used this brooch piece and I added more feathers to the back of that, you can see, just to sort of pick up on what she was wearing. And I've used this applique is actually from my stash, and I cut it all up and added it all around, and then I made this doily flower here, and I added the square bling from Craft Supplies for You. And then on this one, I also used the feather trim from Craft Supplies for You, and I cut it up and just added some of the feather pieces underneath underneath the brooch there. And I added this little dangle trim and another dangle piece there, and then this cream trim here, all from Craft Supplies for You. And then lots of yummy laces, vintage laces from my stash I added to the base of the flower here. The doilies are all from Julie's store, from the mixed doily pack. And then this side here is another beautiful lady. Sorry. It's another beautiful lady over here. And I just love her hair. It's like the little pin curls they used to wear. My grandma used to wear her hair like that. And I just thought she was so, so pretty. And she's got a little parasol there that she's holding. Now I made this flower, just kind of randomly made it. It was just something that was out of my head. There's no real pattern to it. And I added some little bling into the center of the flower, and there's some tulle behind it. And I just kind of added it. I just thought it was really pretty. There's more of the applique here from my stash, but all of the laces here are from Julie's store, all underneath here. They're all from Julie's store. Just beautiful, gorgeous trims. And these flowers were from my stash. And then at the top, I used this trim from Julie's store, and I cut it, and I just layered 8 pieces, just one on top of the other, and you can see it goes all the way to the top there. So you can see all those layers there. And then I just added another square bling and a couple of small flowers from my stash to the top there to finish it off. And there's some trim here for my stash. Oh, and this beautiful beaded ribbon here, which I hope you can see right there. That is also in Craft Supplies for You as well. So that's that page. And then this is the center of the book, which I love doing the books this way. It's a great way to do them because when you get to the center, you can go right across with your trim. So I'll start at the bottom, and this is the beautiful peacock trim that I showed from my design team package. I'm sure you can see it there. It's just absolutely gorgeous and lush. I just love it. So I did that all the way across, and then I did this dangle trim from Craft Supplies for You, and then the beaded trim as well from the store. And then this little gimp trim, sparkly gimp trim on top of that. So that's basically what I did to the bottom there. Now this page I cut apart an applique from Craft Supplies for You and used it here and then over here as well. That's all one of the appliques from Julie's store. And these corner pieces are also from Julie's store. There's one there. And oh, that's all I did. This trim that surrounds the image is vintage from my stash. And then I used a smaller trim from Julie's store just to go across the top here. And then I added some doodads from my stash there. And then some little rhinestones that my friend Amy Love sent me that I used for my flower centers there. And then I used the little pink clay flowers for the centers of those ones. And then of course another beautiful flapper lady there as well. So that's that page. And then in the middle I used this beautiful dangle piece that my friend Maggie sent me. Thank you, Maggie. And I added just some of the little clay flowers to the centers of the dangle flowers, and then the square bling in the center, and that's the center of the book. So you have a nice wide space to fill up. And then behind it you can see this beautiful trim here, which is from Craft Supplies for You. So I put that down first and then added the dangle. And I just love the way that that hangs there. It looks really pretty. And then next I have this beautiful lady. Let's see if I can get her in shot here. Sorry, these are not easy to film. this beautiful lady, I just love the way she looks. She's so regal looking, and I love her hair. It's so, I don't know, she just looks so beautiful. And what I did here was I started the page off with this trim here, which was from my friend Maggie that she sent me in a swap we did. And then I added this trim here at the top, which is from Craft Supplies for You. Hopefully you can see that there. It's just a really pretty trim. And that goes all the way around. It's the same trim that I used down here at the bottom, this dangle trim. I love it. And then I used some vintage trim from my stash to go around the image, and then I used this beautiful flower rose trim on top of that in the center, and then I used these really cute little heart appliques, one there and one down here, and then I added a heart doodad to the center of that. So that's what I did there. And then this piece here is another one of Julie's new appliques, the dangles. And I've once again added the little clay flowers in the white and pink to the centers of these flowers here. So that's what I did there. And then the last two pages, this one is another beautiful fabric image. Again, I stuffed it, and I believe that's Lily Elsie. And I just love the way she looks there with her beads and her headpiece. She just looks so beautiful. And really the focal point on this page is this beautiful huge rose applique that you see right there. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got all these flowers on it. This is one big piece, and I used the whole piece because I thought, why not? So again, you can see the muslin base in the background, and I layered that on top, and I offset the image, and I used this small trim from Julie's store with the little sequins on it. And then this trim here, this little beaded trim, Lily sent me when she sent me my beautiful gifts from Norway. She sent that to me, and I just cut it, and I added a few layers of it underneath to sort of pick up on the fact that she's got pearls and things on. And I use some of this gimp trim here just to go around the page. That's from Craft Supplies for You. And this trim here is also from Julie's store, this little one here. I love that trim. So and then when I put the flower applique down, I added some little rhinestone centers to the center of the big rose. I used various doodads and things like that just to sort of add interest to the centers of all the flowers, all different ones. And there you can see most of that. I will have pictures at the end because I know it's hard to film, but you'll be able to see it a bit clearer at the end. And the last page is a pocket page, of course, and it's quite a deep pocket, so you can really store some goodies in there. And then what I did here was I used another one of those heart appliques from Julie's store on top of a doily from her store, and then a few layers of this trim from her store as well. Let me get here. I put a bow here with a little rhinestone doodad, a couple of these little flowers from my stash, and then this trim here on the bottom, Lily sent me this one. And then I've added some of the little green clay flowers all across there. I just love them. And this trim here is from Craft Supplies for You, as is the one underneath with these dangles. I love this one. It's so pretty. So that is the page, and this is just some vintage bling from my stash that I added there. I just thought it was colorful and pretty. The last page, I like to put a flower on the back. I don't know why, I just do. And I really built this one up to look very full and very lush. You can see it's quite large, and I've used a number of doilies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 doilies I've used there. to create the flower. And then I used one of the ribbon roses from Craft Supplies for You, and lots of seam binding and ribbon and things from my stash. And then I used 2 more of these beautiful dangles from Craft Supplies for You, just hanging down the center of the flower. And then I used this trim here, this beautiful flower trim, all the way around the page, which is from Julie's store. And then this very wide lace here I put on the back of the book. For the side of the book, the spine, I used this vintage trim from my stash. It's like a wedding trim, and I just added that because I just felt like beaded would work there. So that's the side of the book, and you can see it's, you know, a fairly large book, but most of my books are poofy, as my friends like to say. So that is my flapper inspired book for Craft Supplies for You. And if you have any questions or anything, please just let me know, comment below. You can like, share, and subscribe, and do go and check out Julie's store. Remember, she does ship international as well, and there are some coupons on the store for free shipping and for 20% off if you spend over $30. So do go and check them out. All the links are down below, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for photos. Bye for now.